Traditional downhill skiing may be all glitz and glamour, but the biggest growth area in winter sports at the moment requires a certain amount of hard graft and is as likely to have you dripping with sweat as swooping elegantly downhill. Ski touring, or ski de randonnée as it's known in France, involves forsaking ski lifts and hiking up the slopes before hooning back down. According to Snowsports Industries America, the sport has seen a 15% growth in popularity in recent years, as have sales of specialist ski touring. By contrast, regular skiing and snowboarding trips have seen a decline in sales. Val Thorens' many resorts are now offering ski touring itineraries, marked trails where novices can have a go, while remaining within easy reach of the resort. In the past, ski touring has, with some justification, been seen as an activity that involves long, hard treks into backcountry, undertaken by people with itchy woolen shirts and compulsory beards. Val Thorens, the highest ski resort in Europe, has developed 5 new itineraries. Its first, La Camille, is named after one of the founders of the resort, mountain guide Camille Ray, and I was taken on this easy 1.5 kilometers trail with Fred Chabert, 42, who, coincidentally, is married to Ray's daughter, Marjorie. The route involves a modest 260 meters of climbing, and as we ascended in bright, early morning sunlight close to the blue Corniche piste, Fred told me, the great thing about these itineraries for novice ski tours is that they can all be reached from the center of Val Thorens and are never far from the piste, so if you get tired it's easy to ski back to the resort. And they're safe. All the trails have been secured against avalanche by the ski patrol or pass through terrain where avalanches don't occur. The specialist gear needed for touring, skis with touring bindings that allow you to walk uphill, skins that attach to the bottom of the skis to stop you sliding backwards, and flexible ski touring boots can be rented in the resort, and those who take to it can try longer itineraries of up to 6 kilometers and 300 meters of ascent. Touring skis have special bindings for walking uphill, but why slog uphill when Val Thorens is crisscrossed with lifts linking some of the highest ski terrain in Europe? Well, as Carol Deu, who works at the resort, says, it allows full immersion in the mountains and nature. As Fred and I climbed out of Val Thorens, we entered an alpine environment that, while not exactly pristine, we could still see ski lifts and were always near the pistes, still provided a taste of what I've enjoyed on proper, long ski touring days in the backcountry. Just a few rabbit prints laced the fresh snow, and, at one point, we could see where an animal had scraped away at the snow to nibble at heather and grass beneath. And when the winter sun burst over the summit of 3,561-meter Aiguille de Piclet behind us, the untouched snowfields glittered and dazzled in a silence you'd never find on the pistes. Despite temperatures well below zero, I was down to just a couple of layers with the exertion of climbing, and the lack of oxygen. Val Thorens village is at 2,300 meters, had me puffing like a steam train. Regular rest stops as we ascended revealed ever more impressive mountain and panoramas, while the resort Val Thorens receded into the distance. Leaving the resort behind under my own steam made the whole thing seem like far more of a mountain adventure than gliding upwards on a chairlift, but we had the reassurance of knowing that this was as safe a mountain environment as it could reasonably be. Refuge du Lac du Loup offers filling food for hungry ski tours, and as I was with a guide, we were able to continue above the top of the trail for a few hundred meters to enjoy a partially off-piste, untracked descent which would have been inaccessible by ski lift. Later in the day, Fred and I enjoyed another short, easy climb to the Refuge du Lac du Loup, where we enjoyed a traditional local lunch of OEUFS cocotte and farcon, potato cake, followed by a shot of homemade genepi liqueur before skiing back to Val Thorens, and, unlike some of my ski lunches, this was one I could definitely say I'd earned. The trip was provided by Snow, which has 7 night breaks to Val Thorens from £676 pp, including flights, transfers and accommodation in a catered chalet. Check live availability here.